Hi guys, this is Mr. Owens from the Plainfield High School Guidance Office, and we are just about to begin scheduling for next school year. So for you guys, it'll be your first time to go through this as you schedule for your freshman year of high school. So I know there'll be lots of questions and lots of information you're going to need. I'm going to bounce around a few places here, but I'm going to basically show you how to do the initial planning for this process. We do ask you to take in the information and make a plan initially, somewhat on your own, but with lots of help and information. And then we will be over in January to actually assist you in entering courses into Power School. So, and the high schoolers do it kind of the same way. The only difference is we don't meet with them individually to enter the courses in January, which we will for you guys. So the form that you're looking at is one thing I wanted to show you. So you're going to get copies of this, and it's this one doesn't show it, but it actually does have a page 2 on the physical copy you'll get, where you can actually kind of make a tentative plan of your courses for next year. So it's got a list of the main core courses and then the other options for ninth graders down here. Note that if it says 1 credit, it's a 1 semester course, and if it says 2 credits, it would be a full year, both fall and spring, as all high school courses now you get credits for, which will be moving towards how to get your actual high school diploma. So lots more information on that to come. Let me also briefly show you the scheduling resources. This is at our high school website. We are still working on this, but some of this has been updated, and it'll be fully updated this week as well. So lots of information there, including copies of videos and presentations that you guys can check out. And then I am going to actually take you through the Google form so you know how to do that. That is our kind of our first step to make a plan. I do want to show you what you get on the other end of that. So after you make your initial plan in a Google form, you and your parents and counselors will have a copy of this, which indicates the courses that you put into the Google form. These aren't necessarily your final permanent decisions, but these are at least what you're initially thinking about. Again, do be specific on the courses that you put in here. If you just write generic things like art or world language, then that will not help us and your counselor to review that. Your 8th grade counselor will review these and then connect with you if they have questions about that. And then the idea is when we come back in January, you'll have a copy of this form potentially corrected at that point, and then you will utilize this to put your classes into Power School, which are more of your final decisions. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take you through this Google form. So this will be sent out to you, and you guys will be able to do this in your class this week. It does have a link to the how-to video, so you can always access that again. It will record your email. So I went ahead and filled in some of the stuff just to save some time. But again, you're going to enter your name. This is super important to put this correctly. Your first name, your legal first name, and then your last name. If you switch those up, it really messes up the sorting. And then potentially it can impact whether or not you and your parents get the correct copy. So just please do that carefully and make sure you have the right information in there. If you know your student ID, that's kind of a backup way for us to make sure we have the right person. Enter the name of your teacher. We are utilizing usually a certain subject teacher at the 8th grade. And so that's why we ask that. And we do ask you to look over the diplomas. We're going to talk more about this very specifically, but just a general idea of what you're thinking on the diplomas based on, I know, what little information you have. You're not locked into anything really for the next 4 years. But we do like to know, we do want you to know a little bit about it, and then help you to at least start to think about what one you might go towards based on what goals you think you might have, including a plan that you might have for after high school. Again, I know that feels like long way away, but it will be something that we'll start talking about pretty early on in high school. And then the other thing that we do ask is any pathways or career paths that you might be interested. You can take pathways in high school. These are some examples of areas that you can do that in. And a pathway would be usually taking up to 3 courses in that same subject area. And then if you have a career goal that you have an idea and you can put that here, it's okay if you don't, you can put undecided as well. Let's see, moving on. I do have a real quick snapshot of the basic core requirements. Again, 42 credits are required to graduate as a minimal level. Here's a sample of some schedules, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of that too. Here's a copy of that other form I just showed you so you can access it again in here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to enter these. And I'm going to tell you you can't make mistakes here, but you actually can. If you make mistakes, we will help you get it corrected. But if you follow the instructions and do this the way I've explained it, then it should be all good. And then you can always change your mind on stuff later. The big thing to know, so you're going to go through and actually some of these are selections and others are write-in options. So for English, for example, that's probably the easiest one. You're going to pick between one of two. It's real important to know these are all of these core classes, English, math, science, world language, social studies, that kind of stuff, are generally year-long courses. So you have to put the same selection here, fall, as the spring. So like this would be wrong. Like you wouldn't say, well, I'm going to probably bump up to honors in spring. No, you're going to be in the same course all year unless a teacher would switch you or something. So make the same selection fall and spring, and your English is already in, just like that. And then we're going to go to math, and then you're going to do the same thing. Again, you've got some different options here, but you want to make sure you match. Like, again, this would be incorrect to put mismatching subjects there. So if you're taking algebra, take algebra. If you're ready for geometry, put geometry. There will be a few of you that might want to take both of these. And so you can talk to your counselor or us when we're over there next about how to do that. This particular form is only going to let you put one thing in. Science, again, it'll let you select one, but some students do take more than one science course if you're interested in it. Same thing, make sure you select the same thing, both fall and then spring, same class. If you're interested in like biomedical science, it is possible to take that. Additionally, you would put that down in one of your other courses, since this will only let you put in one. And then we go on to class 4. For my example, I put in a world language. You don't have to do a world language, but it is a requirement for the enrollment seal, which we'll talk more about, and that's the seal, the honors seal that students who are thinking about college. So we do recommend world language if you're thinking about college and doing decently in English this year. So again, you wouldn't want to put 2 different ones. We do see kids do that. So like, I'll do German and then French. No, you're going to pick one, and it's going to be both fall and spring. So a full year of world language, put the same one down. Also, don't just type in world language, because that also doesn't help us. We do want to know which one you're planning to take. And then we go on down to class 5. For my example, I put in orchestra, could be choir, could be a bunch of different courses. I just put in a sample. But again, if it's a full year class, make sure and put it both fall and spring. And now I'm going to show you an example. For class 6, I wrote in a business course. Now, here's what it would look like if you were picking 1 credit. And again, on the form, it tells you if it's 1 or 2 credits. So if it's a 1 credit class, it only goes half a year. So like current events, for example, is a half-year course. Well, then I need something different to match it, photography or PE or health or something, or a different art class. So that's why you see 2 different things there. And those would be times where you would put a 1 credit class for a different one fall and spring. And I didn't put anything in here, but alternates we do. These would be extra courses. Like I thought about taking a study hall, but I don't think I'm going to. Study hall might be your alternate. Or I thought about taking something else, but then I decided not to. you can put that here. Sometimes we do need to put you in alternates if things change with your planning. We also have a question about activities that you might be interested in. Again, you're not locked in anything. It just helps us to get some ideas. So those are listed. And then we're about done already. I reviewed my plan with my parents, so we do want you to do that. Hopefully that's a yes. And then if you'll put your parent name down, that way we kind of know who you talk to. And then you get to the end and click submit. And then again, after you submit it, I get a copy that looks just like this. And then I will email you and your parents out a copy of that. And then again, a reminder, we'll take this form and then come over in January and help you take your plan and enter those classes into Power School as your more official final. So again, reminder, whatever you do here, if you're like, I'm going to put Spanish, and then in January we come over and you're like, I've decided to take French, that's completely okay. This is just your initial plan. But again, if you do the things that I mentioned, make sure you're putting full year courses, both fall and spring. If you have a half year course, you would put 2 different ones. And then maybe a few things that you thought about for your alternates. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Don't stress if you do it now and again, you're like, oh, I changed my mind 3 days later. Just hold on to that thought, and then again, you'll have an opportunity to make an official final plan in January. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll certainly be available for lots and lots of help. It's a fairly straightforward process, and we give you plenty of time and resources to get it right. So look forward to seeing you all soon, and we will be in touch. Thank you.